Now we take next topic here, coordinate bond, or it is also called dative bond, or semi-polar bond, or co-ionic bond, or donor-acceptor bond. This was given by Perkins first in 1921. So what is the meaning of coordinate bond? Basically this bond can be taken as a covalent bond only. This can be taken as covalent bond. A covalent bond in which both electrons come from same atom. Both the electrons will come from same atom. Then the bond is called as coordinate bond. It is a kind of covalent bond in which both electrons come from same atom. But it is not same as exactly covalent bond. If you take example, let's say one atom have lone pair and second atom has vacant orbital, incomplete octet or vacant orbital. It has got lone pair, it has vacant orbital. So in this bond formation, what happens? A will give electron to B this way, and this electron become property of both the atom together of this covalent bond. So what happens when this A will give electron, will develop plus charge, B can take electron, so will have negative charge. If you don't draw this arrow, or can simply write here, charge should not be written here if you write the following charges, otherwise A, B. This electron pair given to B side. Now how this bond formation take place? Actually this can be taken two steps. In step 1, first A have got 2 electron. One of the electron of A given to B. So what happen? A will lose electron, plus 1 charge. B will gain electron, so will have negative charge. And then they will form the covalent bond A, B, A plus B minus. So either you can draw this arrow. This arrow is indicating the dative bond or this coordinate bond. It is called semi-polar because the polarity arising or polarity originating in the molecule, or co-ionic, electron transfer type. Step 1 is there. So co-ionic bond or donor acceptor bond. Donor means one atom is electron donor. This atom A is electron donor because of availability of lone pair. Atom B is acceptor. It has vacant orbital, incomplete octet, or it has vacant orbital due to which it can take electrons, so it is acceptor. So this is the reason this is also called as donor acceptor bond. The most common example taken here is ammonia and BCl3 when they combine together to form adapt. Now if you just take an example wise here, ammonia have got lone pair, BCl3 it have vacant orbital, it have got sp3 hybridization, it have sp2 hybridization. When you take in BCl3, boron and 3 chlorine are combining using 3 electrons. So it have got one vacant unhybridized p orbital on boron. Ammonia on the other hand will contain lone pair in sp3 orbital. So in this ammonia, nitrogen atom is sp3 hybridized, lone pair occupying one of the sp3 hybrid orbital, whereas in BCl3 boron is sp2 hybridized. It contains one vacant unhybridized p orbital. Now what happens using this vacant p orbital? Boron can take electron from nitrogen and they can form dative bond. Now in this kind of addition product taken here is called as adduct. Adduct. इसको आप दो पार्ट में ब्रेक कर लीजिए. क्या क्या दिखेगा आपको? Add for addition, add for product. इसमें आपके नाम में दो पार्ट है, एड फॉर एडिशन, यूसीटी फॉर एडिशन प्रोडक्ट, ठीक है ना। एडिशन से आपको मिलेगा ये टर्म, अब से आपको मिलेगा प्रोडक्ट से। तो वन टर्म इज यूज्ड समटाइम एडक्ट मींस एडिशन प्रोडक्ट। यहाँ पर क्या होता है, अमोनिया मॉलिक्यूल्स आर डोनेटिंग इलेक्ट्रॉन पेयर टू बोरॉन, सो व्हाट हैपन, अमोनिया विल गिव इलेक्ट्रॉन्स who have +1 charge, boron take electrons who will have -1 formal charge, and after that each atom nitrogen become sp3 hybridized because nitrogen or boron both are containing 4 sigma bonds. So after this addition or this addition product formation, both atoms nitrogen or boron become sp3 hybridized, and around each atom the geometry or shape become tetrahedral. Around each atom the geometry or shape will be tetrahedral. So you are getting this point. So in this reaction we can take ammonia donate electron pair. Such compounds which donate electron pair are called as Lewis base or ligands. ये क्या होते हैं, they are electron pair donor species, maybe atoms or molecules, the ions or molecules which can donate electron pair are called Lewis base or ligands. And what is BCl3? BCl3 is electron pair acceptor, so it is called as Lewis acid. BCl3 called Lewis acid, means electron pair acceptor. So electron pair donor is Lewis base, whereas electron pair acceptor is Lewis acid. So it is donor acceptor interaction or bond formation. For that reason this bond also called as donor acceptor bond. That is basic introduction of this coordinate bond. Let us take some examples where this bond can form. In some examples the bond formation can occur. More examples let us take here, like ammonia and hydrogen plus, they can form this bond. So how we write here, in this ammonium ion, they form ammonium ion. We have 3 simple covalent bonds and one bond can be taken as coordinate bond in ammonium ion. Next it is O2 molecule. If it is O2 molecule, how we write O2 molecule? And second is oxygen atom. So O2 molecule plus oxygen atoms can also form dative bond, in which middle oxygen can donate electron pair to this oxygen. O3 molecule, this can also written as O3 molecule, shape is angular. Then we take CO molecule. If you take carbon, oxygen, now they form 2 covalent bonds, but then carbon cannot have complete octet. So what happens? They form one dative bond using oxygen electron pair to carbon side. Then both the atoms can have complete octet. C have negative charge, O have positive charge. Okay. So this example taken. If I take compound taken ammonium chloride, it have got ionic bonds. कैसे? Ammonium ions and Cl negative ions. They are having ionic interactions, ionic bonds. This also have covalent bond. It has 3 covalent bonds. 3 covalent bonds between nitrogen and hydrogen, and it also contains one coordinate bond of one nitrogen to hydrogen. So if they ask sometime exam question, okay, among the following compounds which can have only ionic bond, which can have ionic and covalent both bonds, or which can have ionic bond plus covalent bond plus coordinate bonds, all three. तो just be careful, आपको जो भी कंपाउंड दिया उसका स्ट्रक्चर आप ड्रॉ कर लीजिए फ्रॉम स्ट्रक्चर. इफ इट इज आयनिक you break into ions and then see the structure of ions. If ions are having in them covalent bonds, see them more carefully and then you can tell the answer for such question easily. That is formation of coordinate bonds. Let us see some properties of this covalent and this compound having coordinate bonds. Now next we can take some properties of the coordinate compounds, characteristics of the coordinate compounds. Write some properties. देखिए properties में क्या बहुत simple है. Basically the bonds are covalent, but since electron transfer is also there simultaneously, so they also have some ionic character. So the properties of these compounds are intermediate between that of the covalent and the ionic compounds. Like first can be taken physical state. We have seen most covalent compounds are mostly liquids or gases and some solids, and ionic compounds are mostly solids. So these compounds, they can exist in all three states. They can exist in gas, liquids and solid state as well. Then the melting points and boiling points. Again the melting points and boiling points are intermediate between that of the ionic compounds and covalent compounds. Their melting points are higher compared to covalent compounds but lower compared to ionic compounds. Then we can take stability, because they have covalent bond type only, which is stronger bond in two atoms, so their also stability will be similar to that of covalent compounds. So stability for such compound is similar to that of covalent compounds. But when you take adduct, additional products are not very stable. They can break up readily, not so with difficulty. Then solubility, again they have covalent bond in nature, so solubility is more in the non-polar solvent, but solubility become to some extent in also polar solvents like water. Means we can take they are sparingly soluble, means less solubility is partial. They are sparingly soluble in water but more soluble in non-polar solvent. Then you can take property of conductivity. Like if you have compounds, they are bad conductor of electricity because they don't have ions which can move in solution freely. So they are again bad conductor of electricity. Bad conductor of electricity. We can take, because the polarity of the bonds, they have high values of dielectric constant. They have high value of dielectric constant because of the bond polarity that arise due to electron shifting and reactions. These compounds are molecular reactions. These compounds of molecular reaction means we have molecules which are reacting in such compounds, and they have reactions slower compared to ionic compounds. Okay, so this can be taken properties of this coordinate compounds. Now next topic we can take is some idea of the back bonding. Now we take our next topic is back bonding. It is one of the concepts involved in properties explanation which is difficult to explain directly with simple bonding. Now what is back bonding? First write definition लिख लीजिए. It is formation of pi bonds. That is common nature of this bonding. It is formation of pi bonds between two atoms after formation of normal sigma bonds. After formation of normal sigma bonds. देखिए क्या such bonding will take place between two atoms after they already have formed normal sigma bonds. So what happens then? This pi bonding become This back bonding becomes by nature pi bonding. We can have two types of pi bonding. One is called as p pi pi bonding. Second taken p pi d pi bonding. That's the common type. In fact, we can have several more categories of this pi bonding. Some are not at all in syllabus. We will not discuss right now here. Some are coming later on in 1-2 topic, like we can take in chapter coordination compounds. They have synergic bonding using the metal d orbital to the ligands pi star orbitals. So that I will discuss there, but not right now. We can take right now the basic pi bonding here. Basic back bonding, it is taken. One is called p pi bonding. Second p pi d pi back bonding. कब होता है? देखिए इसमें कंडीशन क्या है बैक बॉन्डिंग के लिए? राइट ऑन कंडीशन of back bonding, that the condition taken of back bonding is that one atom have lone pair. For this two kind of bonding, one atom has lone pair in p orbital and it is attached to other atom having vacant p or d orbital. That's the region taken here. I have taken two categories. p pi means one atom will use lone pair of p orbital and second atom will use vacant p orbital. When both the atoms are using p orbitals to form pi bond, then it is called p pi back bonding. And second type, p pi d pi, one atom use lone pair of p orbital and second atom will use vacant d orbital, then it is called p pi d pi back bonding. It is by nature pi bonding only, but we call them back bonding. So we can explain some property of molecules by this back bonding concepts. Like one example taken commonly, I will explain. We will explain this through an example. Let us take one example, simple taken. We take BF bond length in BF4 negative ion and BF3 molecule. What do you think that in two ions of molecules which will have greater BF bond length? If it is taken geometry or shape wise, BF4 negative ion is tetrahedral single bond. BF3 have shape trigonal planar having single bond. So both BF4 negative or BF3 molecule, they are having single bonds between the boron and fluorine atoms. They have definitely different hybridization. Here boron atom are sp3 hybridized and here boron atoms are sp2 hybridized. But if it is there, then what should happen? The two cases, the bond length should not differ much. But it is observed that in this case they have much longer bond length, it has shorter bond length. This bond length is explained in concept of back bonding. See in BF3 molecule, when you take the shape of BF3 molecule, boron is sp2 hybridized. Boron atoms are sp2 hybridized, no lone pair availability, but boron is sp2 means it have got one unhybridized p orbital. It is boron unhybridized vacant p orbital. Boron's vacant unhybridized p orbital. And fluorine have lone pair in p orbital. Each fluorine having lone pair. It is fluorine's filled p orbital having lone pair in p orbital. So what happened in this case? This fluorine give electron to boron in the vacant p orbital and then they form this pi bond. It is called what here? It is called p pi back bonding. That both the atoms are using p orbital. One atom use vacant p orbital and second atom is using lone pair containing p orbital and they take part in back bonding. That is called p pi back bonding. समझ में आ रहा है point? They have p pi back bonding. So lone pair in p orbital, second atom has unhybridized p orbital. They will take part in back bonding. Now what happens by this back bonding? We can take समझ में आ रहा है why this back bonding take place? If we take structure wise, boron atom are sp2 hybridized. It is boron unhybridized p orbital. Can suppose center is boron. It is boron unhybridized p orbital. It is fluorine lone pair in p orbital. So they will take part in back bonding. Now fluorine form back bonding here to here, or here to here, or here to here. All three fluorine atom can take part in this kind of pi bonding. So what happens by this pi bonding? Boron to fluorine bond will develop double bond character. When this bonding takes place, what happens? Fluorine and boron will have a double bond. Fluorine give electron pair, so have +1 charge. Boron get electron, so have negative charge. Now it is one. Now second can be taken. This fluorine can also take part in back bonding. We have double bond here. Charge तो पाएगा. Boron पे minus charge, fluorine पे plus. So in fact we can see here all three bonds can have a double bond with boron. So what happens? They form double bond with fluorine and boron atoms. And then what happens when we take observe as a whole that in BF3 molecule we are having boron to fluorine, the boron to fluorine bonds are having partial double bond character. Due to this partial double bond character, atom come closer and that decrease the bond length. Atoms come close and that decrease the bond length. For same reason, BF3 also become less acidic nature. BF3 become less acidic because of back bonding. That by back bonding, boron will get electrons from fluorine. So by this back bonding, BF3 become less acidic in nature than expected due to this back bonding. So this is one kind of example of back bonding which is called p-pi back bonding occurring in the BF3 molecule. BF3 or BCl3, BBr3 all can show. Now if you take this boron halides, boron trihalides BF3, all three BF3, BCl3, BBr3 or Bi3. These all the compounds they can behave as Lewis acids. Since in the boron is having incomplete octet, so they are acting as electron pair acceptor species. The ions or molecules which can take electron pair are called Lewis acids. So can you tell for them what is the order of their Lewis acidic strength? It depends on what? It depends in whichever case boron is more electron deficient, that compound is more acidic in nature. In three compounds, in whichever compound boron is more electron deficient, that compound is more acidic in nature. So how this point we can see here. All the three compounds are acting as acidic nature because boron have incomplete octet. Now then we take the strength of this back bonding. Then we take the strength of this back bonding. देखिए, back bonding will be stronger if overlapping orbitals have small energy gap. Small energy gap, similar size, and if the gap of energy increases, the back bonding become less efficient, less effective. So back bonding will be stronger or efficient, you can say here, if the overlapping orbitals are having in them small energy gap or when they have similar size. So in this case, if you take fluorine atoms, they will try to make boron more electron deficient, because you know fluorine is most electronegative element in the entire periodic table. Then chlorine, then bromine, then iodine. In these four halogens, fluorine is most electronegative, then chlorine, then bromine, then iodine. So if we think in terms of electron withdrawing nature due to halogens electronegativity, in that term this compound should be most acidic in nature. 3-fluorine can make boron more electron efficient, so should be more acidic nature, and this compound should be least acidic nature, because iodine have least negative or electron withdrawing power among halogens. So in this case boron will be less electron efficient, so this compound should be less acidic nature. But what is observed here? Opposite. BF3 become least acidic nature as opposition to the expectation that 3-fluorine, despite having electron withdrawing power due to more electronegativity, this compound become least acidic nature. क्यों होता है? It is because of this back bonding. It is because of back bonding that in BF3 molecule, see, boron have vacant 2p orbital, fluorine have 2p orbital. So 2p means similar size, energy gap similar, so back bonding is more effective. In chlorine, size difference start more and more. In Bi3 there is no practically back bonding. कैसे? क्योंकि बोरॉन सब में कॉमन है. बोरॉन is using 2p orbitals, fluorine 2p, chlorine 3p, bromine 4p, and iodine is using 5p orbital in back bonding. So energy gap increase in 2 orbitals. When the energy gap increase in 2 orbitals, then what happens? Back bonding become less efficient, less effective. And when we have less effective back bonding, then what happen? This compound become more acidic nature, because back bonding will dominate. Back bonding dominate over this electron withdrawing power, or that is called negative I effect. Back bonding dominate on electron withdrawing nature. It is called as negative inductive effect. आप पढ़ेंगे GOC के अंदर. So for that reason, back bonding oppose halogens or fluorine electron withdrawing power, and therefore this compound become least acidic nature, because back bonding is most effective. In this case we have back bonding most effective, and in this case back bonding is least effective. So by this changing back bonding strength, we can tell this compound is least acidic nature, and this compound among them become more acidic in nature as opposed to their expected order due to halogens electronegativity values. That's one example of p-pi back bonding. Now next example can be taken p-pi d-pi back bonding. That I will explain to you again through an example. Now next can be taken example, one molecule I will take here, trimethylamine. Trimethylamine, NCH3 whole thrice, is pyramidal in shape, or also known as more basic, while trisilylamine, that is NSiH3 whole thrice, this is called trisilylamine, is planar or trigonal planar, as well as it is less basic. This is a question given to you, basically explain this concept or explain the reasoning for this. Question दिया होता है trimethylamine is pyramidal in shape, or it is more basic as compared to trisilylamine, or trisilylamine is trigonal planar in geometry. Explain the two concepts, 2 points here. One is geometry or shape, and second point taken is their basic strength, basic nature. आपको दो चीजें समझानी है इसमें, बेसिक नेचर को और सेकंड आप समझाना है इसमें ज्योमेट्री को. Are you getting this point? Now let us see. देखिए इसमें होता क्या है. Let us take the geometry first of trimethylamine. N पे लोन पेयर है, 3CH3 group attached to nitrogen. Shape is pyramidal. Hybridization of nitrogen is sp3. One lone pair, तो shape become pyramidal. As expected, वही shape रहेगा. But in trisilamine what happens? Back bonding take place. देखिए यहाँ पर क्या होता है, कार्बन और नाइट्रोजन both the atoms belong to same period, second period, and element of second period do not have vacant d orbitals. While silicon belong to third period, it contain vacant d orbitals in which they will take electron pair from nitrogen lone pair. In this case, it will have hybridization changes, become sp2. It is nitrogen lone pair that is involved. It is filled p orbital of nitrogen, and this silicon vacant d orbital. Silicon है vacant d orbital. Silicon's vacant d orbital. So this back bonding called as what? This back bonding called p pi d pi back bonding. P pi d pi back bonding. In this case, nitrogen is lone pair of p orbital and silicon is using vacant d orbital. Silicon belong to third period, so it contain vacant d orbital, whereas carbon belong to second period, and the element of second period they do not have vacant d orbitals. So in this case, back bonding not possible. So what happened by this back bonding? If you draw structure once again. This can be structure drawn for this trisilamine where it is back bonding. By this back bonding, what happened? Nitrogen become sp2 hybridized, shape become trigonal planar. That is first point here, geometry or shape explanation. That trimethylamine have pyramidal shape, whereas trisilamine is having trigonal planar shape. Because hybridization can change in this case by this back bonding. समझ में आया पॉइंट इतना? अब हमारा सेकंड पॉइंट है बेसिक नेचर. हमने क्या बोला इसमें? ट्राइमेथाइलअमीन इज मोर बेसिक. ये बेस कैसे हैं? दे आर लोएस्ट बेस. They have electron pair which can be given. So if a substance can donate electron pair easily, it is more basic. Whereas if it is difficult for a substance to give electron pair, it is less basic. So this basic strength will depend on the tendency to donate electron pair. यहाँ पर क्या है? lone pair free है, without any kind of back bonding. So this lone pair is available readily to be given in acid-base reaction. यहाँ पर क्या है? lone pair free है, without any kind of back bonding. So this electron pair can be given easily in to other Lewis acids. But यहाँ पर क्या है? ये आपका lone pair था, अब है नहीं था, कहाँ चला गया? Back bonding में. If this lone pair will take part in back bonding, then what will happen? Nitrogen will be electron deficient. क्या होगा इससे? N के ऊपर electron density कम हो जाएगा. If it is less basic, तो tendency will be less to give electrons. यार खुद ही पेट इसका भरा नहीं होगा उस केस में, तो इलेक्ट्रॉन देना इसको मुश्किल होगा इसमें और किसी कंपाउंड को. तो क्या हो जाएगा इसमें? This lone pair is involved in back bonding, due to which the tendency is decreased to give electrons. So this compound become less basic in nature. This compound become less basic. This back bonding called p pi d pi. इसमें मैं ऐसा मीनिंग क्या होता है? One atom use lone pair in p orbital other atom use vacant d orbital and then they take part in pi bond formation. That pi bonding is called as p pi, d pi, back bonding or pi bonding. I hope it is clear to you. Now one more example can be taken. If you take the stability order of CF3 minus and CCl3 minus, in these two anions, which anion is more stable? देखिए इनमें क्या है, दोनों में कार्बन है माइनस चार्ज. If it is structure wise, both of these carbon have lone pair और माइनस चार्ज. यहाँ भी दिया सेम, कार्बन have lone pair और माइनस चार्ज and chlorine attached to carbon. Now what is happening if you take fluorine atoms are more electronegative in nature, so they can decrease the charge negative to more extent. So what is expected here? देखिए इसमें क्या होता है, if the charge can decrease on some atom, the stability will be increased. If charge can increase, then the stability decreases. अब यहाँ पर क्या है कि already carbon है minus charge, so if we have electron withdrawing group, they can decrease the carbon's negative charge, then the stability is increased. तो क्या लगता है दोनों में? Fluorine is having more negative I effect, negative, because fluorine is more electronegative, so it have more electron withdrawing power, so it is should be more stable in nature than CCl3 minus. But what is happening here? उल्टा है. CCl3 negative is more stable than CF3 negative. Reason क्या होता है? Back bonding. Chlorine use vacant 3d orbital and shows p pi, d pi, back bonding, p pi, d pi, back bonding, whereas CF3 negative doesn't have vacant d orbital because fluorine belong to second period and the element of second period they do not have vacant d orbital. So without availability of vacant d orbital on fluorine, no back bonding possible in CF3 negative ion. So only we have halogens negative electron withdrawing power of fluorine that can make this ion to some extent stable, not much, but back bonding will make it more stable. Remember, back bonding will dominate over electron withdrawing nature due to atoms difference of electronegativities. That is called normally negative I effect. ठीक है? So this is concept of back bonding, and this chapter we are closing. Now theory part is over. We can take some practice for the questions. Okay, how to apply these concepts. Already I have given a lot of practice questions in the theory, and from that only you will get the questions in almost your all entrance examinations. So anyway, we will take some more practice for basic theory and some advanced portion as well.